Hey everybody, I'm Chris Schaefer, this is Brad Rhodes, and this is the virtual captain's meeting for the Upper Mud Lake event. Everybody stay tuned. We're going to go over information about camping, the launching locations, a couple changes to the measure-in process, and go over a couple of the rules. So everybody stay tuned, and see you in a minute.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We're going to talk about camping for the event. We're going to have camping at Old Henry Camping Retreat. It's in Branchland, West Virginia. It's just a few miles from the lake. They're going to be there. I talked to a lady on the phone today. She said she's had a lot of phone calls about this event. So if you're going to camp, you definitely want to get your spot reserved. They have camping spots with non-electric, electric, even got water for a little bit extra. So non-electric sites are going to be $14 a night. If you want to add electric, it's going to be $3 more, $17 a night. And for water, $2 more. It'll be $20 a night if you want some water. We're going to be in plenty of water Saturday morning, so I don't know if you want any water or not, but definitely make you a reservation if you're going to go. Let's see. I think it's in Branchland.
Yeah.
It's in Branchland. So, but give the lady a call. I believe her name's Vicky. I got the number here. It's 304-524-2600. Her name's Vicky. Call and ask for her, and she'll get you set up for a night stay.
Tell them you're with Mountain State Kayak Anglers.
Yeah, definitely tell them you're with us. I told them that they're expecting us. Couldn't really give her a number on how many of you guys are going to be camping. Not sure. So, like she said, she's had a lot of phone calls. So somebody's wanting to camp. I haven't called. Have you called? So wasn't us. So there's going to be some people out there. She also said there's 4 people to a site at that price. Anything more than that, she said, I think it's $2 more a person a night. Anything else we need to cover about camping, Chris? You can think of? I think that's about it.
It's not far from the lake.
It's not far from the lake at all. If you want to go to their website, they have a restaurant. They have a couple other things there. It's oldhenrycampingretreat.com. So you guys definitely be sure to reserve your spots. And we'll be back just in a few minutes to talk about the ramps and the put-ins and a few other things about the lake. Stay tuned.
Everybody, welcome back. Want to go over real quickly the launching locations around the lake. There's primarily 4 locations. Just like any tournament, you can really put in wherever you want, wherever you can drag your yak to is open water. But there's 4 launching spots that we wanted to fill everybody in on. If you go out to the Facebook event page, we have a couple of maps out there where we've actually circled and marked them. But Ramp 1, we're calling Ramp 1, that's the main launching location on the lake. That's the main ramp.
Little park.
Yep.
Parking.
There's plenty of parking there. That's actually where we'll have registration the morning of the event at 5:45 to 6:30. So everyone, if you don't check in the night before, will have to come to that ramp. And that's Ramp 1 if you go out and look at the map on the Facebook event page.
That's where our captain's meeting is going to be. It's going to be at the main ramp, correct?
That's correct,
so
yep.
It's going to be around 6:15.
Yeah,
that's
correct.
So
registration will be from 5:45 to 6:30 with the captain's meeting around 6:15.
Yeah.
So at the main ramp, Ramp 1. The other ramp, we're calling it Ramp 2. It's not technically a boat ramp, but it is a area of the lake where you can pull your car down and take out your kayak and put in the water. There's not going to be enough room to park down there, so what you're basically going to have to do is, if you choose to use that place on the map, it's Ramp 2. You'll pull your vehicle down, take out your kayak, and then you'll probably have to take your kayak back up on the main road and park off the side of the road up there. If I remember correctly, there's plenty of room up there to pull up on the side of the road.
There's a lot of room up on top.
So there shouldn't be a problem. It's not a far walk, so anybody wants to choose that ramp, it should be fine. Ramp 3, that's on the other side of the lake, kind of in the middle of the lake basically branches out into 2 arms from the main ramp. So the left-hand arm that goes up, it's basically about halfway up that arm. There's a ramp right there. Again, so it's a fairly large ramp where there's plenty of parking. You can pull your vehicle almost down to the lake, but not all the way, and you can take your kayak out and pull it down the lake from there. And then ramp 4 is another ramp that's on that left arm at the very end of it. And that ramp has plenty of parking. You can actually pull your kayak straight down to the lake without a problem. So that's the 4 launching locations. Again, you can put in wherever you want, but go out on the Facebook event page, check out the maps that we've placed out there. We'll also have them, we'll pull it up here on the web show so that you can see them, and look at those and do your own research and figure out where you want to put in. But really, parking is good at 3 out of the 4 ramps. You can park right there. This ramp 2, what we're calling it, you'll have to park up on the road, but it's not a big deal.
Night before registration, it's going to be at the campground.
Yep.
Correct. So I don't know who's going to be there.
Jeremy and John.
Jeremy and John's going to be there. If you're going to be there that night camping, you can do the captain's meeting that night.
Yep.
Correct.
We'll have a captain's meeting
that night, and you'll be able to basically skip the one in the morning, but that's going to be there, and the main registration is going to be at number 1.
Ramp 1.
Ramp 1. I'll have all that. I'm going to have some maps at the end of this. I'll have everything marked 1, 2, 3, 4. So you'll know what we're talking about when we mean ramp 1, ramp 2, ramp 3, ramp 4. So anything else on the ramps?
No, I don't think so. It's actually it has pretty good access points on this lake, so it's a good thing. I think people, if they want to, can spread out a little bit.
This lake's a little bigger than the last one.
About 100 acres bigger than our first 2.
Yeah, so we'll be spread out a little more. I know Plum was a little cramped there, but for some other folks out on that, but this is a bigger. So hopefully we won't be as cramped and won't be another tournament on the lake. I don't think there is, but
yeah. I mean, one thing to throw in there, if there is any bass boats out on the water that day, they will put in at ramp 1, just as an FYI. So for what that's worth, that's where they'll put in the water.
There's people fishing for sure. It's a pretty pressured lake sometimes. So. But yeah, those are definitely. I'll have the maps at the end, guys, to show you everything. If you have any questions, hit Chris or I up. If you have any questions, send us a message on Facebook or email or on the forums or something. But stay tuned. We're going to get you some rule changes to the check-in. So
you want to watch those because it's important.
That's going to be pretty important, and that's about it. So stay tuned here. We're going to show you a sponsor or two, and we'll be right back. Ready? That's great. That's good. That's good. That's good. Ready? I'll clap.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We've implemented a couple of new rule changes, or a new process, I should say, for this tournament. It's as the club's grown, every tournament, basically what we do is at the end of it, all of us sit down and assess how things went and talk about ways that we can improve individual processes. And one of the things we're going to try at the next tournament is how you submit your fish. We're changing that just slightly, so we want to go over it on the captain's meeting so that everybody understood the new process. So when you come in at the end of the day, you know what's going on. So at the end of the day, when you come back in for measuring, if you've caught some fish, you'll see John Rapp and Jeremy Smith standing up at the submission table. And essentially what you're going to do is you're going to form 2 lines. Just line up in lines, and they will give you a card that's going to have 3 slots on it. And what you do is you put your fish, if you caught your limit or how many fish you caught, you put down your inches on that card, and you're going to turn that in when it's your turn to come up in the line. So you'll hand that to either John or Jeremy, and while they are actually looking at the pictures on your phone and judging your fish, there will be another sheet of paper on the table with the same information on it. So what you're going to do is you're going to write down your inches again on this other sheet of paper, and if you think you may have any corrections, so the mouth was open, you couldn't get the mouth closed, you couldn't get a good picture of your fish, and you think the judge may offer a correction of a ½ inch or something for that particular fish, go ahead and write that down. Just be honest and write that down. So you'll write down your inches of your fish again, and then you'll also write down any corrections you think you might get, and then you'll have a place where you can sign off. So that way, 3 weeks later or something like that, if there's any type of dispute on the fish that you submitted back in the previous tournament, you have all that information there where you actually wrote it down and signed off on it. So we're just trying to speed up the process, make it more efficient, things like that. And
So, let's do like, for example, if I come in and I have 3 fish,
mm-hmm.
I have a 15, an 18, and a 12 and a quarter,
right,
but the mouth is open.
mm-hmm.
So when I check my fish in, I'm going to write down 12 and a quarter.
Right.
But I'm also, but when with the paper on the table, I'm going to put mouth open, deduction.
Yep, there will be a little space there. They'll have 3 spaces for your fish. Then there'll be another little space there that says corrections. And so if you got anything, you would assess a ½ inch correction to the fish.
If you suspect you're going to get,
If you suspect that
you're going to get it, I mean, if you don't suspect it,
it's up to the judge.
Yeah.
If the judge sees something that they feel is necessary for a correction, then obviously they're going to make that decision. But it allows you to kind of be upfront with what you feel you're turning in,
right,
and then allows you to have your opportunity to
So,
ask that question.
Another scenario, maybe you bring the fish in, you suspect you're having a deduction, and you don't.
Mm-hmm.
So the judge is going to count what he sees as not, even
Right.
though you may have wrote your fish down with the deduction,
Exactly right.
and it's not.
Yeah, what you write down on that paper is what you feel you got.
Right.
That's not the final
Right.
say.
Right.
The judges are going to have that. So yeah, if whether you feel you did or did not get a deduction, that may not be what your final score is. It's
And you
ultimately
may
gonna
not
be
get
up to the
deductions, even if you felt you got a deduction.
That's right.
They may not.
That's right.
So
It's a good point.
But,
And yeah, hopefully it will. Well, we're going to have 2 lines now. Hopefully it's going to speed up the process. We'll have both judges looking at the fish. We're actually just going to have one judge. Not going to say who, but there's only going to be one judge offering the corrections to the fish. So that way we start building some consistency there, so that one person doesn't judge a fish a little bit differently than how somebody else judges a fish.
Right.
So people now can start to feel confident that when they turn in the fish, they know what they're going to get.
So basically, what we're saying is, if there is a question, that person's going to look at it.
We can go back to one person and
Every
say,
time.
why did you offer
tournament.
this correction?
Yeah. So John may not see the mouth as being open, and Jeremy may.
That's right.
So we're going to use, I'm not saying who, but one person's going to look at it.
You're not going to know who's offering those, but
So one person's going to look at it every tournament. It's not going to be somebody different every
That's right.
tournament. So it's going to be consistent.
Yep.
That way, everybody gets a fair judge, basically, and that'll work out really good. I think it'll work out better if we do come across where someone does get deducted for something.
Yep. And the main thing we want our members to know is that we're working to improve the process every tournament. So it's not something we came up with pre-season and we're rolling with it. I mean, this is an evolving
we talk
club.
about this
all
day, every day. Trust me. I mean, all day. Jeremy and Ben and John and Chris and I, every day we're talking about something new and how to make it better. So and this has come up. So we're going to work on it and make it better. I think Jeremy's even working on something to do with his iPad. I heard the other day.
Yeah, he's made a cool scoring sheet.
Scoring sheet. So we try our best to make everything fair and even. We're not going to screw somebody on purpose. That's just not who we are. So if you have any question about the rule change, hit us up. Really, we're here to help, and
we'll also go over this again the night before and the morning of
in the captain's meeting.
At the captain's meeting.
Yeah.
So that's really the new rule change we wanted to bring up. Is there anything else, Brad, that you wanted to?
Yeah, we're going to touch on a couple of other things. Your PDFs, guys, we really can't stress this enough that you need to wear those PDFs. It's for your own safety. It really truly is. I know we're on a lake. You don't want to get no white caps, no nothing, but it's truly for your safety. It's one of our rules. You can be disqualified if we catch you not wearing your PDF, and we will tell.
Yep.
You know, I don't want to see anybody out there. I wear mine the whole time. You wear yours the whole time. We all need to wear them. It's for your own safety. It's part of our insurance policy.
It's part of our insurance. If for any reason you got rain gear on because you started off tournament, it was raining, and now it's got warmer, it's starting to get humid, and you need to take this off, so you want to strip down, the rule is you have to paddle over to the bank, get out of your boat, and take off your gear and put your PFD back on and get back in your boat. If at any time another angler sees you without your PFD on, out in the middle of the water, regardless of what the excuse is, it's going to lead to disqualification.
It's just for your own safety, basically. I mean, I understand it's part of our insurance policy, but it really, truly, especially on these rivers and things, you need to wear your PDF. What if it fall out of your boat, hits your head, rope stuck? A lot of things can happen. It's for your own safety. You want to get out of the water right at the end of the day and go back home.
Yep.
We all do. So that's definitely one thing you want to touch on. A couple other things you want to touch on. Kind of forgot to mention there in the last segment. If you go to the captain's meeting the night before and you get everything, you don't have to go to the one in the morning. If you choose not to go to the one in the morning, also that when you get on the water at any time, you can paddle to your heart's desire, but you cannot make your first cast until 7 a.m. That's for you new guys who've never been with one of our tournaments before. 7 a.m. Do not make a cast before. You can get DQ'd for casting early. So definitely wanted to touch on that. For a lot of the other new guys, we got a lot of new members since the last tournament, believe it or not. I think we're up to 120 members now, so we're growing, and we want to make sure everybody understands all the rules for each tournament. That's why we do these. You can refer back to them, hit the little rewind button if you don't understand something. But also, measuring your fish. That's every tournament, there's a question. It kind of falls back to what Chris just talked about with writing your fish down to measurements. As long as you do the process correct, you shouldn't have any problems. At the end of this video, I'm going to post also, Chris did a little tutorial on how to measure your fish on the hog through. I'm going to post that again. Everybody be sure to watch that if you're new. If you have any questions, watch it again. Or hit us up like everything else. But
or ask us today, morning of or night of.
Yeah,
we all have hog troughs there on us. Yeah. Can show you.
We'll be there. We'll lay it down and we'll lay it out for you. We will show you what we want. Mm-hmm. And of course, like I know we could talk about this all day long. We really truly could. But other clubs do it different ways. But this is the way that we want it, and it's going to be the most consistent and best way for us to do it. So, anything else? I'm out of things to talk about.
I think that's it. I mean, we will be filming the Tournament Tales web show this Sunday.
This is going to be a doozy, guys.
Coming live from Hinton, West Virginia. We're going up to see Blaze Hutchins, and
that man wants to talk some fishing. He really does.
He's looking forward to it.
He's going to talk, and he's going to tell us how he won up there on the Big Plum. He had a good day. Yep. He had a good day. He definitely had a good day.
Made the paper.
Made the paper. He's in the paper. His wife's proud of him. I can tell you that. You notice that his wife's very proud of him, and that's good that she supports him and all. But he's going to be on the show. We're going to talk about some more sponsors on that show. A little, like we did last time with a couple other things. We're going to really touch on some good sponsors. But and we're going to try to do a little fishing with Blaze. Maybe
see if he'll show us his
maybe he can show us something up there on the big river. So hopefully he does. He said he was going to show us something. If he does, he's like Josh Bursell. He don't tell me about anything. But you guys, if you have any questions, let us know. And like I said, stay tuned for Tournament Tales coming up here pretty soon. We're going to make some interesting picks on this one. I got to catch up with this guy. So you guys be sure to hit us up on anything, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.
Got the weatherman. Peace out. Everybody, welcome back. Last thing we're going to cover today is how to correctly measure your fish. We've got a lot of questions on this since our first tournament, and so we just want to do quick little segment on the web show today to go over what the rules are and exactly why we have the rules. First thing we want to say is more than anything, the club, the tournaments, the online challenges, all that stuff, it's designed to bring the fishing community in West Virginia together and to have fun. So, I mean, we don't want people really, stressing a quarter of an inch too much. We understand on tournament day, a quarter of an inch can mean the difference between a big bass prize or finishing in the money or something like that. But, at the end of the day, the club's about having fun. So you always keep that in mind whenever you're participating in the Mountain State Kayak Angler events. With that said, let me go over how to officially measure a fish, correctly measure a fish, and why we have the rules. What we keep getting, this is the hog trough. This is the official measuring device allowed by Mountain State Kayak Anglers. And when you catch a fish, you lay it on your hog trough. The nose of the fish, the mouth of the fish is facing the bump board. This is the bump board, the end of the hog trough. We've had a lot of questions asked over the last several weeks about one of the rules that we've implemented about the mouth always having to be closed. So let me quickly kind of go into why that's even a rule. We don't do it because we want to make everyone's lives hard. I mean, remember, the people that's judging your fish, we're out there fishing too. And these fish are not any more cooperative for us when we lay them on the board than they are for you all. There is evidence that people have provided of pictures of when you lay a fish on the hog trough, if the fish's mouth is open, the wider it is open, the more length it actually adds to the fish. And from certain circumstances, we have examples, we have some photos that we're going to show where you'll see with the fish's mouth closed up against the bump board, compared to when the fish's mouth is open, it actually adds from anywhere from a quarter of an inch all the way up to an inch. So that's why we stress that the mouth has to be completely closed, because depending on how much the mouth is open, it can add anywhere from a quarter of an inch to an entire inch. And so we want to make sure everybody is getting judged consistently on a tournament by tournament basis. And so the only way to do that is by having consistent rules. And so that's why we're going with that the mouth has to be completely shut and the tail has to be in its natural position and not pinched. Now, I don't think I've met anybody that's joined the club yet that, would put a quarter of an inch over killing a fish. We're all going to have tournaments. I'm going to turn in fish this year. Brad's going to turn in fish this year that's going to have their mouth open. Because when we put them on the measuring board, the hog trough, sometimes you can't get them to cooperate and they just won't shut their mouth. If that's the case, everybody, take the best picture that you can, get the mouth shut as good as you can, and take the penalty. It's going to happen occasionally, but get the fish back in the water. Don't harm the fish. Don't leave the fish on the board so long that it kills the fish. Don't force the fish's mouth shut and do things of that nature, because I don't think I've met anybody here that wants to kill fish. That's why our sport's unique, is because we're completely catch and release. We catch the fish, we take the picture, and we put them right back in the water where they came from. We don't pick them up, throw them in a live well, take them 6 miles down the lake and dump them off somewhere where they may or may not live. The kill ratio for kayak tournaments is extremely low, and so we want to keep it that way. So we don't want people to, stress so much over getting that mouth closed. I mean, because it's not going to happen 100% of the time. We recognize that. It's going to happen to every single person in the club at some point. You're going to catch a fish, it's not going to cooperate. So we hope that helps as far as why we have the rule. It's because it will add additional length, and we all know that when you go by inches in this sport, every little inch counts. So we want everybody to be on the same playing field. I'll also touch on the tail being pinched. If you put a fish on your hog trough and the tail is pinched, that will also add some length to it. If the tail looks like it's naturally in a pinched position, just take your two fingers and spread it out a little bit and fan it out a little bit. Just try to put it in that natural position where it doesn't look like you intentionally pinched it down. We don't think anybody's intentionally pinching tails or forcing mouths open. We don't think that. But we just want to make sure every photo that we review at the judges table is as consistent as it could possibly be, and we can judge each person's photos consistently, so that you all feel like everything's being run fairly and from tournament to tournament. So I hope that helps. We have plenty of information. We actually provided handouts at the last tournament. We'll have them again at this tournament on how to properly take a picture and measure your fish. So look for those. If you need additional information, feel free to message anybody in the club if you have more questions of this. But remember, have fun. We're all here to do that. And if you have fish that's not cooperating, get the best picture you can. Let's get it back in the water so we don't have any fish die on us. Thanks a lot.